New UAP files have been released to the public, and once again, we're left staring at footage, reports, and unexplained events that seem to sit somewhere between advanced technology, misidentification, and the unknown. Tonight, on Magical Journey podcast, Between Worlds, we're opening the files, questioning the narratives, and asking what investigators may have missed. Ever since the very first release a few weeks ago, I don't even think it's been that long, has it? There's been two schools of thought that have been popping up about these releases. The first one says, hey, these releases prove everything. The other school of thought says, these releases aren't proving a whole lot to me. And then there are those of us in the middle. Tonight, I'm going to point out some things that I've seen so far in a couple of clips. We're going to show these clips at different speeds, different magnifications. I zoomed in a couple of times on these, and we're going to talk about some things that I've noticed and some thoughts that I had along the way while I was watching this. It's not blind. I've seen these videos, I've watched them, and I've done some kind of reflecting on them. And then, if you stay till the very end, you get a bonus of AI analyzing a segment of footage that I did not show, but I just put it through AI to see what it would say. And so, if you stay till the end, you'll get to see the results of AI is analyzing one piece of footage. And I found this very interesting. So I hope you stay and watch. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video because those are very important and they help me out greatly. Okay, so this first piece of footage is really just something I wanted to. I looked at a little bit. I didn't give it a lot of thought. I really didn't go into a lot of analyzing it. Here it is slowed down. If you want to look at it closer, then there's the opportunity there. I thought that was kind of interesting. Um, this this one we're going to look at a little closer because I think this is a good representation of some of the video that we've heard people talk about the white dots. Um, and here it is. So here is some observations I have about this because, first of all, honestly, the first thing that really stuck out to me is, and this is a slowed down speed for this. Honestly, though, the thing that really stuck out to me about this was the fact that the movement, there's nothing about its movement that really says to me, this looks like, a high-tech object that has, that's doing some crazy maneuvers or anything. Um, Here's another one. This one, honestly, this is interesting because it appears to go behind clouds and then boom, it appears all of a sudden. Um, Again, though, as far as movement goes, it's really not moving in a way that says to me that this is, it's not doing crazy angles or loops. It's flowing in pretty much the same direction. So it almost makes me wonder if it's not being driven by wind current. The other option that it kind of reminds me in a way of lens flare or some kind of camera artifact. So that was one of the things that I really had to look at this video over and over again because I just kept thinking, okay, could this be lens flare? Could it be something on the camera lens? Could it be, I mean, it's just to me, and there you can see it gets a little darker right around right there in that area. It gets very dark, but then the center stays kind of light. Um, I didn't know what to make of that part, but again, honestly, it looks like something to me that's kind of flowing in the current, possibly the wind current being driven by the wind. I don't see it. It just doesn't say to me that this is something that is, advanced technology. I mean, look at it. It doesn't, I don't even know why it wound up in the files, to be honest with you. I think this is one of those things that they said, oh, it looks inconclusive to me, so we're just going to drop it in the files. This is a uh, zoom in of the same object. And then here we go again. Um, this is a darker, like this has a solid heat source, it looks like. Um, but then here we go again. Uh, this is kind of an instant replay of it. I just don't get, I don't feel like this particular video, and I have a feeling there's a lot of those in this release, a lot of video that's very inconclusive, or if your background is in analyzing video on a professional level, maybe you can shed some light on it if you watch this, which I hope you do. And if you do, please leave a comment below about what you think of it. Maybe a brief analysis of what you think it could be or what you're seeing. I'm really, as far as um, a lot of this goes, I mean, I've had a lot of experience with, studying this stuff, but this to me could be a lot of things. I guess for me, but I don't think it's like it may be a drone. I could see it being a drone maybe. Um a weather balloon more likely, or some kind of balloon. Uh but as far as being anything impressive high tech wise, I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it with this. I mean, here it is close up in slow motion. Uh, I don't know. What do you guys think? I personally think I'm still thinking it just reminds me of lens flare with that bright center and then the dark ring around it. Even though this is in IR, um, I don't know. I don't know. I just, like I said, I looked at this and I looked at this, and my conclusion was not very conclusive, unfortunately. But I know what it's not. To me, my personal opinion is it's not a U. It's aerial phenomena, possibly. Um, I don't really, for me, it's just not ringing advanced technology. It's not ringing. I can imagine it being something like maybe a test model of some kind of new drone footage, some drone. Um, and here it is at its regular speed. And this is why I say it kind of looks like it's either a drone or it's something propelled by air current, because it there it is again zoomed in. Um, I mean, there it looks like it doesn't even look like a solid object, really. It That's the other thing. I don't. To me, I mean, I haven't really done a lot of analysis, like trying to find lines on this thing. But sometimes that's not accurate either. Um, but I mean, look, I mean, there the center of it appears to kind of it's not it's not stable. It's not a center that stays in place. And here's the AI analysis. So I'm just going to pull back from talking and let you guys read this. Um, toward the end of this, I'll say some more stuff. See, it said like the conclusions that it's reaching on these is conventional or um, non-information to rule out conventional explanations. So, um, and here's um, the final frame that it does. So I don't know. It's. I was pleasantly surprised. So thank you if you made it this far into the video for staying with me. I appreciate that. Um, don't forget to share, like, and comment on this. And please, uh, in the conclusion here, understand that basically what I wanted to do with this video was to put together two or three of the videos that I felt had similar qualities and had similar conclusions to them. And I know that it seems like I was inconclusive on my deciding what these are, but I'm leaning very close to saying that these are conventional objects, possibly a weather balloon, possibly a drone, maybe even possibly, some type of aircraft. Um, I'm talking conventional aircraft, like some kind of plane from a distance or something. I don't know. I don't know how far the plane was from where this object would have been if it was an actual object. I'm also not completely convinced it's not some kind of camera artifact like lens flare or something. Uh, it feels like that. It looks like that at times in the video. So there's parts of me that wants to say that I'm leaning to say that this is either some form of balloon, more likely a balloon or drone, or is some kind of lens artifact or camera artifact. I just don't see anything that says to me that this is advanced technology. I don't see anything that makes me ooh and ah enough to say, this is worth, a serious, deep analysis. I mean, if you are somebody who is a professional film analyst, then, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, do I believe that the footage is useless? No, because I kind of believe I've been thinking about something that Trey Hudson said to me. And when we were talking the other night in the interview, it was either in the interview or pre-interview when we were talking, um, that he said to me that you have to look at it like an archaeologist looks at shards of pottery and so forth. To the layman, it would just be shards of pottery that really didn't say a lot. It was pretty much just discarded garbage to the layman. But to the archaeologist, there's clues, there's things that the pieces of broken pottery and so forth, there are things in it of value to them. So do I think that these are, probably should just be discarded and thrown to the wayside? Not really, because honestly, even if it proves to be a weather balloon or something like that, sometimes some of this footage gives us clues to what's not being said. And I think that's important to consider too. So I don't think they're completely valueless one way or the other. But as far as proving the existence of, a more advanced race or a more advanced technology or anything like that, I'm really thinking that this particular 2 or 3 videos is not the video for that. Is not proven that. I want to say too, in conclusion, that I was very impressed with AI for not trying to make us believe that it was anything spectacular. AI was like, hey, here's what I'm not seeing. Here's what it's looking like to me to be conventional, and this is why. You know, it wasn't, even whenever I told AI, I typed it in and said, this is from the UAP release from the War Department. It didn't immediately jump to a conclusion that because it was from the War Department, it had to be a UFO. It had to be alien technology. And I was very impressed with that. So I'm one step closer to kind of believing that sometimes AI could be a good thing. I don't know. Because sometimes, to be honest with you, I've gotten answers to things that I thought was really um, not very accurate. Is it just because I believe that AI is agreeing with me on my conclusion? Not really. But yeah. So uh, don't forget Magical Journey podcast live Fridays at 7:15 Central Time. Do check out the list of upcoming shows. There's some great ones coming up, and I will be updating that list again soon when I start booking for the July shows. So definitely pay attention, keep your eyes out, your ears out, click that subscribe button so you get notifications when things are happening. And may your journey always be magical.